Hey guys, so this is the first entry into the writing vlog I'll be doing once a month, and today is January 6th and I actually haven't written yet all year, which is why I have made this my resolution, because I want to write more. I want to stop putting it off and putting it on the back burner. What I'm planning to do is I plan to finish editing my NaNoWriMo 2014 project, because it is a completed novel. I wrote an entire novel and I need to finish editing it. I have about 70 pages left to edit. How I've been doing it is I printed off my rough draft, and through it all I've been editing and marking things and finding my mistakes. So for the Word doc, it's 163. I have until 233, so I'm not exactly good at math, so whatever that is. After I finish that, then it's edited one time, so I still have more editing to do, but after I finish this, I'm going to send it to Riley, and she's going to read it for me. Kayla has read a little bit of it, but not enough, and I need someone else's opinion. I need someone besides me to have read this. Right now, it's about 9:45. However, I leave for work right now. When I get back tonight, I'm going to be uploading and editing videos, but also I'm going to be editing this book. Hey guys, so right now it's 11:30, and I do have to say I did not write today. However, I decided to read my own work, so that still counts. I decided to read the 20,000 words that I wrote for NaNoWriMo this year, 2015. I am glad that I'm reading it, because when I was talking about my NaNoWriMo project, I was feeling very disappointed in it and I wasn't really liking what I was writing. However, now that it's been a couple months and now I'm reading it, I realized that, you know, it is pretty good, and I'm happy with how I wrote the characters and their point of views. I think it is really fitting for each of the characters how I wrote, you know, their voices. Still going to be working on NaNoWriMo 14 tomorrow, because I really do want to finish editing that soon. I want to finish editing it by the end of January. So that is my goal, and I'm holding myself to it. Today I did a little bit of writing. I did a lot of writing yesterday. I just didn't do a vlog about it, but I'm really excited with the writing that I did do yesterday. I did manage to get over 3 chapters edited. That's a lot. Tonight was the Golden Globes, so naturally I had to watch all of that. One of the difficult things that I'm going through right now is that I am unchemistrizing, that's a new word, 2 characters. I really was gonna pit him as a love interest in the beginning, but then after I wrote it, I decided I didn't want him to be a love interest anymore, that I just want them to be really good friends. So I'm changing everything now. I had to get rid of like an 8-page scene of them two doing stuff, because they can't do that anymore. It's really difficult to unchemistarize 2 characters and just make them to be more platonic, because now I know in the second book I'm gonna have their friendship be very strong, and I want my main character, to be able to go to him when she needs to, and I think I do like that better, but it's just hard that now I have to take out all the sentences that imply a love interest and replace them with a friendship. I'm getting to the really big action scenes towards the end of the book, so I'm excited to reread those scenes. Since I'm following a fairy tale, I'm making it darker than it originally was. I've always wanted to make it darker, but then I watched Snow White and the Huntsman, and I really, really loved the tone of that movie, even if I really did not like Kristen Stewart in that movie. Anyway, what I liked most about it was how creepy and how dark the tone of the whole movie was. So I'm trying to fit that more into the tone of my story. I just want to finish editing this so bad, and then even when I finish editing it, I'm gonna have to go back and edit it again, and it's just such a long process. I only have about 40 pages left to edit my manuscript. I am so excited about this. It's like I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm almost there, and I'm so excited. I'm reaching the climax of my story, which is like the most exciting part, because even though I plotted about 2 pages worth of bullet points of plot things that needed to happen. When I first wrote the rough draft, I wasn't quite sure about how it was going to end. And then when I was first writing it, it just kind of came together and something clicked, and I knew exactly how I wanted to end the story. I'm really excited to read over those scenes again, and I'm very pumped. I'm so motivated. So right now it is 1:06 in the morning, and I just finished editing the entire book. I know it's only round 1 of edits, but I finished editing my rough draft. It is more a novel than it was in the first draft. This was one of my goals in January, was to finish the edits of my novel, and I did it, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't make writing a priority. I think maybe this weekend I'm going to try to start plotting book 2, because I didn't allow myself to plot book 2 prior to doing my rewrites of different things that I need to switch around, because I didn't know how everything was going to form even while I was rewriting it. Even though I had some ideas of what I wanted to include in book 2, I didn't want to plot it yet. So now I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start brainstorming different things that happen in book 2. The thing about this novel is that I have not come up with a name for it yet. I had a placeholder title, but I really don't like that title anymore. The entire book I was just trying to find something that resonated with the story, and I just couldn't think. So that's another thing I want to try to do this weekend, is come up with a title for this book, because I don't like calling it NaNoWriMo Project 2014. So happy that it's halfway through the month technically, and I finished editing it, so now I can just really enjoy writing and reading it back and sending it to Kayla and Riley, so I'm really happy about that. Sorry I'm literally laying down in my bed right now, but what happened was I kind of got a headache, but I want to finish this episode of Black Sails I'm watching, which is my favorite TV show right now. I absolutely love it. It's the rated R version of Pirates of the Caribbean. I really recommend it. So today is the end of the weekend that marked my completion of the first round of edits for my novel. I did PDF my manuscript and I sent it to my Kindle, so I'm reading it over on my Kindle, and I reread the first few chapters, and you guys, I really love the first chapter. I mean, I'm usually so quick to hate on my own writing and feel like I'm not good enough, but I'm really, really proud of this first chapter. I feel like this is something I could see in any of the books on my bookshelf. Today was pretty successful writing-wise, because today I did a shit ton of research on the current publishing industry, because while I'm familiar with it, I'm not current with it. And while I'm nowhere near ready to query for my manuscript, I actually just sent it off, side note, to Kayla and Riley. So I ended up printing off some things, since I have no idea how to write a query letter. I printed off this successful queries. I found this on the Writer's Digest website, and I'll link it down below. They have a great abundance of writer resources, and what I found were successful queries. I just was kind of looking at the YA ones, and so I printed off Livia Blackburn's, who I've actually read her book that she queried for, The Midnight Thief. It's her query up at the top, and then it says Thoughts from the Agent on the bottom here, and that agent, Jim McCarthy, I actually know is Morgan Rhodes' agent, so that was cool. So I'm glad I found that. I also printed off 101 best websites for writers, and this is also on the Writer's Digest website. Literally 101 websites that are beneficial to writers, whether it be about agents or writing advice or how to help your creativity, online writing communities, job markets, and everything like that. So it's a super helpful, very helpful resource. And the last thing I did was that I actually got this advice from Sarah Ella. I'm going to link her channel down below. She is actually going to be a published author through HarperCollins, I think at fall of this year in 2016, and she has this really great video series that I totally binge watched about her writing being published journey. And one of the things she said when she was trying to look for her agent was that she looked at the back of books that she really liked, and usually in the acknowledgments writers will thank their agent. So then I went kind of towards my favorite books and books that I feel like are in the same genre as my manuscript is, and I found their agents and I wrote them down, and I looked it up and I found their literary agency and everything like that. So I started writing those things down as well. I'm very far away from actually trying to get this book published, especially today. As I was sitting there, I was reading submission guidelines and looking at what kind of things these agents are looking for, and then I was getting really discouraged about myself because I'm like, well, they get thousands of submissions a year, and I was just starting to get a little panicky. But I still wrote down literary agencies that are ideal for my type of genre / writing. That's what I did industry-wise today. And then personally, I used my trusty notebook. This notebook's always in my purse. I decided to do book 2 brainstorming. Also, book 1 name ideas, which I still do not have. I still am no closer to finding a title for my book. That's frustrating. I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I want to see happen in book 2, and I'm really excited. It's not exactly a plot, like an outline. It's just I'm jotting down things that have come to my head, and I'm just writing them down of things, you know, I kind of want to see, different scenes or chapters that I've seen in my head but I haven't put down into words yet. I feel very successful on what I did today. So I think this will be my last entry for January. It's been like a week since my last update, which is cool. I did a lot. I accomplished so much writing wise this month. I cannot believe it. What happened was I accidentally, and I say this, it is true, accidentally, I got an idea for like another book that has nothing to do with what I'm currently working on. This new idea is a science fiction space adventure. Kind of sucks because I have formed characters already and I know it would be a multiple point of view story. And you know, the thing was, I was just getting so many ideas for it. Like, I was just watching movies with my like best friend and I was getting ideas from like just the movies we were watching, which had nothing to do with science fiction. So right now I'm on Pinterest resisting the urge to get into that type of pinning. I even have like songs that I've put into a mix already for them. I'm hopeless, but I did come up with a synopsis for my Red Riding Hood story. Still don't have a title, which I'm hoping is going to just fly into me. I had a sort of a working title, a new working title for it, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. But for some reason, I don't know. I don't know. For February, you're going to hear my synopsis, because I'm still just tweaking a few things. I don't want to like say it yet. So that's one of the things that I will be showing on my February vlog for writing, is definitely the synopsis for my Red Riding Hood story. Hopefully by then I'll have a title. Book 2. Still haven't completely outlined, but I already know how the first chapter is going and I know what I'm working towards. Like, I already know what the first plot point is, and I can't tell you because obviously that's way spoilery. So since this is the last entry for January, I completed so many of my goals. I exceeded my goals, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't put writing first. I know I've said that already in this video, but I mean, it's not gonna get done unless you just do it. Thank you guys for watching my January writing vlog. That's it for me. See you guys next month. Bye!